بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى ال سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم سبحانك لا علم لنا الا ما علمتنا انك انت العليم الحكيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي امري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي اما بعد. Alhamdulillah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us yet another year. And the Islamic year begins with the month of Muharram. And today is the 10th of Muharram, the day of Ashura. And Muharram is a very, very blessed month. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls it his month, Shahrullah Muharram, the month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is Muharram. And the riwayat mentioned after the month of Ramadan, the best month is the month of Muharram. And every day we fast, we get the reward of fasting for a month. And in this month, many incidents happen. Towards the end of Dhul-Hijjah, we had the Shahada of Uthman radiallahu anhu. And in Muharram, we had the Khilafah of Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu, Khalifa. And on the first of Muharram, we also had the Shahada of Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu. And other Sahaba who passed away in this month are Abu Ayyub Ansari radiallahu anhu, Sa'ad ibn Waqas radiallahu anhu, and Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu. All these Sahaba, they passed away in the month of Muharram. And we have the day of Ashura today. Most of us are fasting. And this was the day where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protected Banu Israel and Musa alayhi salam from Fir'aun and gave them victory and safety when the sea parted and Fir'aun and his cronies and his army, they were all destroyed. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave victory to Musa alayhi salam and saved the Banu Israel. And on the day of Ashura as well was the day in which the ark of Nuh alayhi salam stopped on Mount Judi. When Nuh alayhi salam would call people to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّا أَرْسَلْنَا نُوحًا إِلَىٰ قَوْمِهِ أَنْ أَنذِرْ قَوْمَكَ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يَأْتِيَهُمْ عَذَابٌ أَلِيمٌ قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ إِنَّكُمْ نَذِيرٌ مُبِينٌ أَنِ اعْبُدُوا اللَّهَ وَاتَّقُوهُ وَأَطِيعُونِ يَغْفِرْ لَكُم مِّن ذُنُوبِكُمْ وَيُؤَخِّرْكُمْ إِلَىٰ أَجَلٍ مُّسَمًّى. So this whole surah, Surah Nuh, is about the story of Nuh alayhi salam, how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered him to call his people. But for around 1,000 years he would call them, but none came to him. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the heavens to open up and the earth to open up with water, and the whole world was flooded, apart from those people who are in the ark and the ship and the boat of Nuh alayhi salam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala safeguarded those believers and all the animals that he was ordered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to take with him onto this ark. So on the day of Ashura was when the ark stopped at Mount Judi and they got off after the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And on after 61 years after Hijrah, we also remember this day in which members of the Ahl-Bayt, the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, his grandson Hussein radiallahu anhu, and others from his family, they were martyred at Karbala. This was on the 61st year after Hijri, on the 10th of Muharram, we have the Shahada of Sayyidina Hussein ibn Ali radiallahu anhu and members of his family. So the greatness of this day is not upon the Shahada of Hussein radiallahu anhu and the other Shuhada of Karbala, but rather the virtue and the greatness of this day was from before. So the Shahada that he acquired was on the day of Ashura, which was already virtuous before the death, and the Shahada of Hussein radiallahu anhu. So we cannot say that this day is not blessed, and this day something wrong happened, and we try and criticize the day. Rather, this day will always remain blessed, and we should take it as a blessed day. That is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he would always fast on the day of Ashura, and before the month of Ramadan, the fasting of Ramadan, before they were made compulsory, the days, the fast of Ashura was compulsory for the believers, and they would all fast on the day of Ashura. This is some information. And our Sheikh Hazrat Maulana, he also passed away on the 10th of Muharram, on the eve of the 10th of Muharram, and he had great love for Ahl-Bayt. He had great love for the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So this extends from the love of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When we have true love for Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, then this love will extend, should extend, and must extend to the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we would read about, because the family of Rasulullah sallallahu, they went through a lot. They went through a lot. A lot of dhulm was done upon them. And our Shaykh used to read about this and used to cry and cry and cry. He would cry so much, just remembering on the amount of dhulm that happened on the Ahl-Bayt, on the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And once they were sitting with their Shaykh Zakaria rahimahullah, and you know our elders, they come and go. So we should cherish them when they are with us. We should benefit and cherish and learn from them. May Allah give us tawfiq to do so. So he says that once we were in Saharanpur in India, where Sheikh Zakaria rahimahullah, he used to be, he was living in residence, his madrasa, he was teaching there. So they were in his company. And usually in the month of Muharram, the mashayikh, they would go and sit with their shuyukh in the month of Muharram. Because in Ramadan, they used to be with their own communities and benefit their own communities. Now they themselves, they need to also sit with their shuyukh and benefit from their own shuyukh as well. So they would go in the month of Muharram and do an i'tikaf and spend 10 days with their sheikh and benefit from him. So now, the Shaykh rahimahullah, once he was sitting and he asked the people who are gathered there, and he asked them that, what have you done for the shuhada of Muharram? What have you done for the shuhada of Muharram, the Ahl-Bayt, the some Sahaba, and the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who are martyred in Muharram, who are martyred because of the incident of Karbala? Then what have you done for the shuhada of Muharram? So our Hazrat rahimahullah, he said, we were all quite silent. We didn't have an answer. Then, but also, sometimes when a Shaykh asks you a question, you don't begin to brag, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. You stay quiet. Like the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he would ask the Sahaba some questions, what would they say? Allah wa Rasuluhu a'lam. That Allah and His Prophet know best. They would never brag or never mention unless the Prophet would insist and ask them again and again, and then they would reply and give an answer to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Otherwise, they would never ever open their mouth and they would say Allah wa Rasuluhu a'lam, Allah and His Messenger know best. So Shaykh Zakaria rahimahullah, he asked them that, what have you done for the shuhada of Muharram? So they all remained silent. And then he says that since the first of Muharram, Shaykh said, every day I have been completing one Quran recital. I have been completing one Quran recital and doing Ithal al-Awad for the shuhada of Muharram. So from day one, every day, whole day, from morning till next day, the whole day, then he would complete one Quran and he would for the shuhada of Muharram. So this was the love with our mashayikh, with the ulama, the scholars, the Ahlullah, the friends of Allah, the saints they had for the Ahl-Bayt, for the Sahaba, for the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So who are the Ahl-Bayt? Ahl-Bayt are all the members of the household of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's children, his grandchildren, including Fatima radiallahu anha, Ali radiallahu anhu, his son-in-law and cousin as well, Hassan Hussein radiallahu anhum and their families, their sisters Zainab and Kulthum radiallahu anhum, and Muhsin, who died during infancy. And the honor of Ahl-Bayt also includes the Azwaj Mutahharat, the wives of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. and the Prophet's cousins, his uncles, and all those who embraced Islam from the Banu Hashim, they are all included in Ahl-Bayt. All of them are included in Ahl-Bayt. So we have Abbas radiallahu anhu, his children, Sayyidina Ali radiallahu anhu, and all his children, Aqil ibn Abi Talib, the cousin, the brother of Ali radiallahu anhu, Ja'far radiallahu anhu, all their families, they are all included in the Ahl-Bayt. And they are called Sadat Ikram. Sadat Ikram, all the descendants from the family of Hassan and Hussein radiallahu anhu. So all these are Ahl-Bayt. So Ali radiallahu anhu, he was the cousin of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he grew up in the household of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So in the beginning, Abu Talib radiallahu anhu would look after Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and he kept Rasulullah under his protection, so that he would not be harassed and harmed by the Quraysh. Because usually in those days, there was a system where you would come under the protection of some elder and no one would be able to harm you. So Rasulullah was under the protection of Ali, of Abu Talib, who was the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Now his uncle was not too well off as well. So then the Prophet sallallahu said to him, "Let Ali come and stay with me and in his care." So the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam treated Ali radiallahu anhu as his own child. He was his cousin, but he was at the age, he was 10 at that time when he came to live with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Prophet himself, he was the age of 40. So you can see the distinction in between the age of Ali radiallahu anhu and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is mentioned many versions of Ali radiallahu anhu. In one hadith he says, Ali is mine and I am Ali's. Ali is mine and I am Ali's. And nobody can deliver my message except Ali radiallahu anhu. He was once sent on a journey, and Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam became very restless because he was away and he wouldn't eat properly. Like sometimes when our beloved family member goes somewhere and they're anxious, they're going to come back. So we don't eat properly, we don't sleep well, and they're anxious. So Rasulullah was anxious, he wouldn't eat well, and until Ali radiallahu anhu came back, and then he was relieved and he came and helped him. Once somebody was presented Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam made dua that, Ya Allah, send me someone who will bring me someone who is most beloved to you, so that he can share the food with me. He made dua that, Ya Allah, send someone who is very beloved to you, who can come and share this food which was given to him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Ali radiallahu anhu, and he came and they ate together. In the battle of Khaybar, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that tomorrow I will give the flag, the Jannah, the flag of the leadership, of leading the army, the flag to the one who loves Allah and His Rasul. The one who loves Allah and His Rasul. And Allah and His Rasul also love him. So he said, tomorrow I will give the flag bearer of the army will be the person who loves Allah and His Rasul, and Allah and His Rasul also love him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us victory upon his hands. Upon this person's hands, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give us victory. Now obviously all the Sahaba would wish for them to have the honor. And Umar radiallahu anhu, he says, then after Fajr, we were sitting, and he says, I was thinking perhaps the Prophet will call me and I will be given this honor. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called for Ali radiallahu anhu for that honor, and upon the hands of Ali radiallahu anhu, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave victory to the Muslims. So Ali radiallahu anhu, he had a very special status in the eyes of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And then his daughter Fatima radiallahu anhu was the wife of Ali radiallahu anhu. She was the youngest daughter of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He had 4 daughters. The Prophet had how many daughters? 4 daughters. Can we name them? Zainab radiallahu anha, Kulthum radiallahu anha, Ruqayya radiallahu anha, and Fatima radiallahu anha. You should remember these. We know the names of the whole team of our footballers, cricketers, boxers, or UFC. We know everything. Alhamdulillah. It is good. Habib. We all know him well. But we should also know the name of the household of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And they were all from who? Who was their mother? Khadija radiallahu anha. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he had one son whose name was Ibrahim, and some say Qasim, and he died during infancy. So Maryam Qibtiyya radiallahu anha, he had Ibrahim and he died during infancy. And he had other children. Some say it's the same. Qasim, Tayyib, they're all the same. And he also died during infancy. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, none of his sons, they grew up. They all died during infancy. Only his daughters grew up. And all his daughters, they lived, they got married, they had children. And all of them died in the lifetime of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, apart from Fatima radiallahu anha. She died 6 months after the passing of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So you can look back at the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. At a young age, who passed away? Before he was born, his father passed away. When he was still in the womb of his mother. And then his mother passed away. And then his granddad. And then his uncle, his wife. And then his children. So he went through so much loss. He went through so much loss. And it's a major lesson for us. You know, we go through difficulties, we go through losses, but we should reflect back and gain solace from the fact that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam went through this loss, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also is making us go through this loss, so it brings us some solace. So now Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he had special love for Fatima radiallahu anha. He used to say, Fatima tu bid'atun minni, that Fatima is a part of me. فَمَنْ أَغْضَبَهَا أَغْضَبَنِي. Anyone who angers Fatima, then they've angered me as well. Other hadith mention, anyone who hurts her, they have hurt me. Anyone who disturbs her, they have disturbed me. And Aisha radiallahu anha says that Fatima radiallahu anha was the one who resembled Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam the most. She would walk like Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. She would talk like Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Her character, her behavior was like Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. She was soft, she was gentle, she was nice and kind, just like Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the hadith says, Fatimatu sayyidatu nisa'i ahli Jannah, that she will be the leader of all the ladies in Jannah. So Fatima radiallahu anha, she had a special status in the eyes of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. When he would go on a journey, the last person he would visit before leaving the city was Fatima radiallahu anha. And as soon as he would come back from the long journey, the first person to visit would be Fatima radiallahu anha. When he married her to Ali radiallahu anhu, their house was at a distance. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would go regularly and visit them. But because he was at a distance, then it would take him some time to go and come back. So he had a desire and a wish. And he says, I wish her house was closer to mine. So one Sahaba said, Ya Rasulullah, such and the Sahabi's property is next to you. Maybe talk to him and he might arrange something for you. But Rasulullah said, no. The Sahabi has given so much for me and I feel shy in asking. Happens. दूसरे लोग का एक्स्ट्रा नंबर बहुत होता है और उनसे और भी कहना शर्म आती है, मगर ये लोग इतने मुखलिस होते हैं कि जब उनको ये बात पहुंचती है कि उनको कुछ चीज की जरूरत है, वो खुद आके पेश करते हैं कि आपको क्या चाहिए मैं दे दूंगा. ये इखलास. So this person, this Sahaba, he got hold of this desire of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He heard the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is wishing that his daughter's house be next to him. So then he comes to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah, all my properties are yours. All my properties are yours. Take whichever you want. And he says, I am giving you this house. This is yours. So Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam accepted it and became really, really happy and made many dua for this house. So Fatima anha, and then she shifted close to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he would often go to her house. And their first child was Hassan radiallahu anhu. When he was born, Ali Radha came with the good news and said, Ya Rasulullah, my first child was born. So I asked him, what name am I going to give? He said, I'm going to name him Harb. Harb means warrior, fighter. So he can be brave and strong. So Rasulullah said, no, name him Hassan. Name him Hassan. So they named him Hassan. And on the 7th day, Rasulullah himself, he performed the aqiqah and told them to shave their hair and give the sadaqah of silver equivalent to the hair, and then named the baby Hassan. And Rasulullah was very happy and would visit them. And then exactly 50 days after, again Fatima radiallahu anha became pregnant. And the following year, she gave birth to Hussein radiallahu anha. Again same thing happened. He comes, Ya Rasulullah, baby is born. What name are you going to give? Why? He was strong himself. He wanted his son to be a warrior, to be a safeguarder of the faith of Islam. Rasulullah said, no, name him Hussein. So they named him Hussein. And Rasulullah would love them extremely. And he would say, Al-Hasan al-Hussein, Sayyida Shabab Ahl al-Jannah. They are the leaders of the youth of Jannah. And many times he would be praying, they would crawl on his back. Or they would come and Rasulullah is in ruku, and they would walk between his feet. Once he was doing khutbah, and they come inside, and he sees them, and he cannot help himself. He cannot help himself. During khutbah, he comes down and grabs them and holds them, and he says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, إِنَّمَا أَمْوَالُكُمْ وَأَوْلَادُكُمْ فِتْنَةٌ, that verily your wealth and your children are a fitna and a test and a trial. This was his love, that he would not stop himself from expressing his love for them. And once he was crawling, and they were climbing on him, and they were riding on him. Someone passed by and said, what amazing rider they have. The Prophet Rasulullah said, no, what amazing riders I have. This was his love for his grandchildren. And he said, this child of mine is a Sayyid, he's a leader. And he says, I have great hope that through this child of mine, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reconcile between two huge armies about to war. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make peace and sulah between two armies through this child of mine. That is why the children, descendants of Fatima radiallahu anha, we refer to them as Sayyid. Because Rasulullah said that this is my Sayyid. That's why they are called Sadat al-Ikram. And we have to respect them and show love for them. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us love for the Ahl-Bayt, for the Sayyids, for the family, for the household of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, which includes his whole family, his cousins, his uncles, and also his wives. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us love for them.